strategists. But you know, we've seen Nemesis been able to flex before. We'll see if they can do it again. This is the most important time to have that flexibility.
That was a fun tourney, nice and short.
Yeah,
just like everything else in my life.
We see that Ultron paired with the Mantis. That damage boost is obviously very strong for Ultron. Not necessary. We are going to see in these next patches some alt increases for things like that Ultron and for the cloak on the opposition that was saved up. So that may change up the meta and how things look, or will maybe potentially affect this triple strategist idea, as we are going to see more of that reduction in healing coming with the team up there from Namor and just Venom off ultimate. 30% after every Q is crazy. So a lot of new aspects of the game coming in here with more of that reduction, and I'm excited to see how it's going to look into these compositions. Looking at that little guy right there.
He got crushed. He's got crushed by the friggin' split screen. Damn. Rest in peace. He's dead now. Ignore the fact that he's on your screen on the bottom right. He's fine.
How did your games go? I had to go watch earlier. Go watching. Like we came in third place. It was fun. We should have came in first. I'll be honest with you. If my team...
Yeah, we are going to be on Krakoa.
YouTube be better. Twitch talk too much shit. True. But
so far, just due to the
I was gonna say if we practice with each other, I'm pretty sure we could have fucking won.
Going to be here on that Namor, excuse me, as you had discussed. So there's not going to be too much movement off the rip here. Teams are just figuring each other out. A lot of presence on point by Team Nemesis, while the entirety
Watch
of Busy
yourself.
At Work is trying to hold around this tree.
Shake that ass.
There is one on here for Busy at Work, maintaining that position. And
will you upload it later? Yeah, it'll be on my YouTube in a few days, probably. Chat.
It's going to be turned back in their favor, and everybody figuring each other out. Rita's going to find that pick onto Shocker. Goodbye to Ultron. The Ultron battles in the sky could be pretty crazy to watch right now. And still one up here, and they're still not able to get this point capped. It's going to be a bit of a stall while they figure out each other's comps.
Yeah, they're still up at the moment. I mean, you have Squids as well, constantly putting in damage. You still have heals from the high ground. Kraz able to trade it, but it's not enough, and SJW finds the final eliminations on this objective. They're playing Busy at Work is now. It's interesting, the wrinkle into this is sort of playing this King of the Sea composition with Namor being your only duelist. Hard focusing on keeping him alive, making sure he's able to play as aggressive as he wants. And off that first fight, you can see it panned out. However, ults are now available, Shiv, and these are the fights that really matter and can send you over the top. How much Nax we do in that Hulk form. And then also, you know, can they sustain, maybe connect also onto that It's Jeff with that Namor, with that Hornet Proteus.
Yeah, but right now everybody's playing very passive. All right, there's the movement. You need to see that moving forward. There's plenty of time on, so there's no major rush, but playing a little bit too slow. Both sides really just trying to poke like crazy. Zero Meta going to find that pick on a Shocker now, and that's going to put them up a number again. Busy at Work, almost 40% on, and at this point out goes the It's Jeff. This looks like it could be threatening, waiting out for the Magneto.
Bro, Jeff being able...
taking the high side.
That's awesome. Spitting your teammate out while you fall, and then you kill the rest of the team is insane.
That was massive. You can actually use those high side positionings and still grab those who are on the floor below you. So you'll see a lot of that from Jeffs at this level of play. Really well done.
Why did the Mady not get healed there too? Wasn't he in the middle of the Eternal Bond? That was very interesting. Mady still went down into that ultimate regardless. Daggers come through, and it's like you mentioned, Melophobia being the catalyst for Nemesis winning that fight. Can he do it again, right? In that last fight, Hulk not able to use ultimate because of that. Same thing with Zero Meta. Right, both ultimates that were huge impact changes, and that's why Jeff is so good. I don't know, where was SJW with that whale, right? Where was the team to counter it? We'll find out in the upcoming fights as he's down that It's Jeff this fight.
Yeah, it makes it more difficult to land, you know, perfect frame ultimates onto Jeff when Jeff is doing things like ulting on top of a trunk. You know what I mean? You expect the low side, and then you try to place it up there, and by the time that's happening, Jeff's already moving. So it is tricky, as we see actually now going to go into Hulk form. Zero Meta going to bring out the dance floor. Fate of Both Worlds, Prince going to be taking out Shocker, making a two-piece onto a Madian. Why don't you? As Busy at Work wants this point back, but Nemesis doing a good job retaking early on in the percentage here, still making them hold at 56 as they're climbing closely. Numbers up still for Busy at Work, but Nemesis still holding on, and out we go with the Fate. This could be a whale opportunity, but right into, that was a really good play there to head under the waterfall.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, that was the game-changing play right there, is going into that portal, and now that It's Jeff is free against that Namor. However, it's going to be against the Luna Snow. Did he lose her? He might have for now, but at least he's getting out with his life.
Yeah, we've seen a bit of that, some movement. Obviously, that was focused on trying to find the back line. Ricky going to be taking out Redis. Redis going to find Shocker, but scatter onto Zero. Nemesis still holding on to the point 80% after Busy at Work looked really good on the initial take. Still up with this ultimate SJW, and Prince ready to try to retake once more, but Crazemang and Amadian are going to try to counter right back. Ult advantage roughly even, as we'll only see max one more ult from Scatter early on in this next fight.
I mean, SJW heard the Venoms behind. Kraz ready to go for that dive, but in the sky, Mady now is, and they're all split across the map. Can they live while being the split and even find eliminations? NEMESIS not able to find much because it's avoided from busy at work at the moment.
And notice the focus there on the squids, even in ultimate. That's how valuable those squids are. Immediately finding SJW post-ultimate there is huge. 99% here for NEMESIS now, who are looking consistent and holding against Busy. Down, Melophobia finds one immediately onto Axry, excuse me. And that's going to be enough for point one as NEMESIS take that point back and do not give it up. And that's what you need to do. If you lose point early,
yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. Wait, what's the prediction, chat? 67% with Team NEMESIS, 33% on Busy at work. Yeah, I think that's basically
huge work
it.
from NEMESIS to bring it back. I mean, the only real complaint you could say about how they did that was, you know, maybe they're spreading themselves too thin at points, but that was super early on, right? They were able to figure it out. And right now, I mean, this Namor comp isn't really working out to the highest degree for Busy at work, and you saw maybe some frustration there from SJW, right? He just yeeted out a Hornet Proteus at the very end. Like, he just sent that whale into its own demise, right? Basically sent it to SeaWorld well, you know, it was not a good situation for that whale, okay? That's all I'll say. And right now, Busy at work have to come back without that huge ultimate to counter that itch Jeff from Melophobia, who appears to be showing that sharks are stronger than whales.
Yeah, I like that. Again, 4 finals there from Melophobia. I mean, that is the power of Jeff. This
watch
is
game? Wait, can we go watch game 4? Game 4
4
of what, today? We're gonna be watching everything, I think.
But this will be more of a
listen, I've been already streaming 11 hours, chat. We're just gonna finish the day strong.
Put him in a weird corner and just try to deal some damage. There are a couple of places where we can see an off map, but typically it's a little bit too long of a path, especially if you're fighting on the close side of point. There is going to be some Ultron play, and this is a pretty strong Ultron map where you can play around this high side, you play around these structures lifted up, even, you know, around the point, and get a ton of damage. As you see now, Shocker trying to make that happen against Redis, and both of which will have that rage, and it starts now from Shocker, Rage of Ultron.
I'm hearing a 24-hour stream. Oh, chat, no. You know what? Let's do a subathon right now. Every one gifted sub or new sub extends the stream 38 hours. I'm not doing that, by the way. Don't do that.
Do we see Axry walking? We do not. Axry going to drop back towards the team inside that invisible boundary, and Ricky going to commit here. Can actually use Cloak to follow up with a turtle bond and head towards a portal and take the portal out, but that will not happen. The portals don't come through until 50%.
Here's that is Jeff 2 on top of Mady finding the elimination, and sure, you're coming with Ultron's rage, but it's on to targets who all have cooldowns to stay alive because they were able to have perfect ultimate usage on the side of NEMESIS, right? Busy at work, forced to use their ults a lot sooner. And now with that fight, NEMESIS win it yet again, and look like the NEMESIS of old, Shiv. They're rotating well, ultimates connecting at the right time, avoiding Busy at work when they're, you know, or like forcing him to use like a dance floor and then immediately into that invisible boundary. So right now, Busy at work are definitely looking a bit amateur compared to NEMESIS, just based on proxy in terms of how this team is looking formed.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. As we'll start up how now NEMESIS is holding on to ult advantage, should have 3 ready. SJW going to be ready with Prince. There will be 2 matched right back by Busy, who need to retake, but down in ult is tricky now as we start once more. Look a little bit forward.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I'm gonna pay attention to y'all.
It is followed up by Amadian, who's coming in heavy. Galactic Legend Prince.
Yeah, we watched EMEA. I didn't watch the last game of EMEA though.
Potentially a little more valuable, but we will find out shortly as the fight proceeds. SJW on the chase. Unfortunately, no squids available for this angle. Good movement here by NEMESIS, and Shocker going to be taking out Redis out of the sky. Amadian onto Axry, Ricky onto Prince, Crazebang on SJW, and again, NEMESIS holding on, looking lights out, but they did commit every ult.
And I think just from what I've watched of Busy at work, this is a team that is incredibly mechanically skilled, but, you know, at points can lack the fundamentals. And when you play a triple strategist composition, now you're going over to Starlord for SJW. I think that makes a little bit more sense than that Namor comp, the King of the Sea composition. It makes a little bit more sense, I think, to play this sort of traditional Starlord comp, but it might be too little too late, Shib, as they're
in tournaments.
Really
Oh yeah.
a lot of time left
So
in the
if you guys don't know how the tournament, the bans work in this tournament, you ban characters and you save characters. But when you ban characters, you're banning for the other team, not yourself. Not like in ranked. So let's say if your team bans Ultron, you can still play Ultron, but the other team can't. And if you want to protect the character from getting banned, you have to save the character, and you only get 2 saves. Oh shit.
NEMESIS back, and they will hold on to these ults as you should, and retake an ult fight. As we'll have Scatter, Craze, Melophobia, and
okay, thank you.
ready for ult to the next fight. Ricky too. This is going to be very difficult for Busy at work here. They need to find a pick early before these get committed.
100%. And the way Busy at work won matches previously was through like Redis on the Jeff and stuff, right? This guy has been that standout player. Can he do it again? In this case, NEMESIS has been able to pop off with Shocker and also Median finding picks in the middle of the fight, but they have ults ready to go, like you mentioned, Shib, and it can come in with the Galactic Legend really whenever they want.
Yeah, it'll be a good initiation tool to force some stuff out if they want to. And yes, it is popped here for NEMESIS. Going to be matched right back by an invisible boundary. Just hold up in the invisible boundary. And
yo, danger!
This time by SJW, who says goodbye to him.
Are you free next week? Like Monday to Wednesday?
No.
Hold on to this point.
Doc Cheese, appreciate the massive prime sub.
That was crazy. Anyway, back to the
point. Are you free?
Now we have this Venom just trying to stall it out. Gets grabbed by Emma. Shocker still has the
I appreciate it, my friend. I appreciate it. You are absolutely amazing.
Over the top side, and Regis is there.
Maybe Monday. I'm leaving to New York City. Oh shit! You down to do it Monday? Do you want to bring anyone? You I don't know if you're friends with any other voice actors. I can tell my YouTube editors to throw up a thumbnail or throw up something we can put on Twitter.
Nothing ready for Busy at work. This is
yeah.
Gonna be a crazy neutral battle. It's all about who can get these strategy assaults first. It looks like Zero Meta and Silent will be ready for action. Whereas if you look at NEMESIS, there's not going to be a lot committed.
And not a lot committed indeed, and they almost gave up the point there, Busy, or they did give up the point there, just in overtime, trying to maybe force them
Winter
off.
Soldier? Yeah.
But really, I mean, this
I'm
could
down.
Be huge from Krasmain coming up. Zero doesn't have that.
I'm down. Oh, wait, Winter Soldier's amazing because I'm playing a lot of Winter Soldier as well as Namor right now.
With Terra Cape and stuff, so we'll see what happens in the upcoming fight. A lot is on Krasmain for sure, and maybe the follow-up from.
Wait, what's that new character? Blade. I wonder if we could get the Blade voice actor. Probably not. He's probably really busy, right? I don't know.
Oh, Scatter and Craze, though, as I say that, find a two-piece and put them up heavy in numbers, forcing out cooldowns from Zero. And now, again, NEMESIS is looking like they're in a good spot. That is not going to be a great look for the side of Busy, who have to try to stay on point. And goodbye to Zero as Krazeman commits. Out goes Jeff from the side of Melophobia, who is going to find an ally, spit them away to safety. And here comes the portal from Prince. Craze onto Regis now, still up in numbers. Very low. Out goes that boundary at the
Gabe streams too. I'll reach out. Oh!
And we are going to see a bit of a stall, but at this point...
Wait, did I say not Blade? I mean Daredevil. Sorry. Sorry, I'm doing like, my bad. We can do anyone. Listen, Danger. Whoever you want to invite, I am down to do anything.
And it's just Prince.
I don't know the voice actors that much. I think I only know you.
What they do, staying consistent, staying on top of it, and even though they lost that ultimate fight, come back and win and disadvantage.
Also, that was I think this is gonna be. I feel so bad for Busy at work chat, but I think it's gonna be a quick 2L.
In terms of who they needed to look at.
Yeah, I think yeah, that guy's gonna be probably really busy. But yo, if you do I have you on Discord? I'm sorry, my brain right now is like, I have like 20 things I'm doing right now, chat. I'm sorry. Ooh, thank you. I like what you did with that. Thank you. This. Appreciate it. Thank you. Oh yeah, that would be enough. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm curious. This might be one of the few times we've seen
do I have you on Discord? Sorry, chat. I'm trying to plan something with Danger because I've been trying to play with you for such a long time. I'm also trying to talk to some people if they're interested in a J3 community tournament. And yeah, I have a lot of things. Start a conversation, friends. How do you add a friend on Discord, chat?
Yeah, these Jeff players do so much.
Send friend request. I think I did it.
Maxing the hero, like you just saw him like wall falling. We see all these Jeffs do it too, right? They'll split their teammates while in transition right off the map, and you would think that's like risky and stuff. But all these Jeff players know the timing, the window.
Listen, I'm sorry, chat. I'm sorry. Listen, I am not a very. Ooh, wait, this looks good. What is this?
They actually took advantage of Jeff last time. This time they cannot because of Team NEMESIS focusing on the hero and getting it out of the way early. To be honest, that Luna Snow Protect didn't really enable them, right? It didn't seem like it did much in that upcoming fight. I mean, Ricky was able to play Cloak and Dagger, and they're able to take advantage. Like when you get it, when you're on, when you're pressing the gas pedal, right? When you're going forwards, you can take advantage of Luna Snow, but not really when Team NEMESIS is hard diving you and really making your backline life stressful.
Yeah, I mean, and there's, no
awesome.
Shield out
I'm not eating
Magneto,
pasta,
but still, Magneto's shield does not stop.
This is like a soup.
Seduction here from Scatter, who does take this MVP, finds 10 finals. It is a composition.
What is Jay planning and who's Danger? You don't know Danger? Danger is literally my sub sound, bro. If you guys sub, it says protect your bald king. That's my sub sound.
But instead, it's elected to go Star-Lord. But you can actually counter things like
he's amazing.
Star-Lord if you find
and I listen. I think it's my bad. I did promise that we would play a lot, and it's my fault. We could definitely get something going.
It clearly worked out with a nice MVP from Scatter.
Yeah, huge MVP from him, and I think the team played around him well, right? Just constantly diving in, setting up those venom tentacles, and then you could see when everybody's looking at Kraz in the case of that dive, and also a Madian, you just have in this case Scatter pop off just consistently on Emma Frost, and we've seen how important that hero is, and we've heard it before from people like Dongmin.
Really good,
but
I miss soup.
Important ship
I don't eat a lot of soup.
I mean, first game is sort of that testing ground.
There's a Cuban restaurant near me that makes amazing chicken noodle soup.
After this break.
Rad is not playing because I think they won. I think they're in the upper bracket. I think this is all lower bracket, if I'm not mistaken. I'm also getting on the front page on the 29th. Not a plug, but I'm what do you call it? I'm pumped for it. The 29th of this month. Isn't that going to be around the finals of Marvel Rivals Ignite? Also, that's fucking amazing. Congratulations. Who beat Nemesis? I would have to go back. Yo, up it first.
Protect your bald king.
That's the number one voice actor. That's Daniel, chat. But up it first. Appreciate the massive 2 months, my friend. Oh, Sentinels beat Nemesis. Wasn't that a really close game? Wait, no. Wasn't Team Nemesis actually gonna beat Sentinels and then Sentinels reverse sweep? It was a 2-0? Was it a 2-0? No, there was a team. Who was it, chat? I'm pretty sure not that game was not a 2-0. I don't know. Oh, was it YFP? Huh. Also, Daniel, I did DM you if you wanna. What do you call it? I'll try to coordinate with you after the stream today. I'm sorry, my brain is like mush right now. I had like 5 hours of sleep last night, woke up to stream the EMEA finals, and we had a tournament today. Yeah, my brain is... Yeah, much love, man. Much love. It's all right.
Welcome back, everyone, as we just witnessed Nemesis take home their first win against Busy at Work. It was looking back and forth at first, but then they looked very dominant in some of these fights. Again, heading towards map 2, which I just had word is Hall of the Djalia. No surprise there, buddy.
Nope. Yeah, no, Hall of the Djalia makes a lot of sense. I think, especially for this team and what they've done before. And also with, yeah, they like to play the Namor, and I think this is a more traditional Namor map, right, Shib? It feels like it's
also
here, especially when your Phoenix gets banned.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's a lot of lane focus areas and good height to take, and you can actually use Bubble with Namor to take that height himself if need be. I know you see less of that in pro play, but if you dominate that high side and those lane phases, it can be very difficult to press through. And that is why teams like this map. It's very much a, you know, roll or be rolled map, in my opinion. And this has the potential to bring back some of those initial strain strategies we saw in early seasons of Ignite Stage 1.
Absolutely, yeah, you could see some early targets of that hero, but immediate Mantis bans come out, and well, you know, honestly,
I like how
Busy
so
Work
many
could,
people are banning
go for something
Mantis.
else here as Nemesis go for that protect. But honestly, I like the Ultron. It did, like, stats wise, Redis did well last game. It's kind of how Ultron is. Like, he's one of those characters you don't visually see in the elimination feed, but always is a character that you have to worry about. But they keep protecting this Luna Snow because they want the snowflake.
It's crazy
so
to me how busted like Mantis is, but when you
like
go on the ladder or in lower ranks,
you know,
everyone says Mantis sucks.
on the Phoenix, for example, I would even not mind if he got to play that character. But they want to play Luna Snowship because they're hard trying to play around him and give, you know, as much of a pocket as they possibly can to SJW, basically, and play more King comps.
Yeah, you know, it's looking like a similar banning situation from what I'm seeing so far, nearly across the board, which you and I have both said, you know, you kind of want to change some stuff up, but it's tough when the meta is, you know, running these strategists. So you really can't allow one team to have the pick of the litter of these strategists and then, you know, force the others to try to figure it out. So we saw some change there as teams were pulling out the cloak, which we haven't seen as much of in this tournament nearly, just due to the fact that some of these more quote unquote off strategists like Jeff, like Ultron are getting more play. So you can have only nearly one main line if need be and still make it work. But yeah, cloak getting some play there. It, you know, it did work. So we will see what they want to run again, as the Emma is going to be locked in this time for Busy at Work.
Yeah, it makes sense. They go for the Ultron ban on the opposite side because of it, and the Cloak and Dagger protect for Nemesis. And that's the odd part for Busy at Work, because I feel like I don't even know if Nemesis would ban out Luna, if I'm going to be honest. Like, I feel like they're trying to focus these other strategists, these off strategists, right? The Mantis, the Ultron, the Jeff, trying to get a matchup there that'll benefit them. But this time, it's the Ultron protect for Nemesis that keeps that hero, and Jeff gets banned against them. So maybe that'll be the difference maker, is not putting Melophobia on the Jeff. But I think that Adam Warlock actually does better on these type of maps where it is a bit more front-to-back style.
Yeah, like we talked about, it's more lane focused, so front to back can absolutely work here. And things like, you know, ooh, okay, we're flexing a potential magic show. I don't think it's going to stay long because it's crazy. It's obviously going to get back on that Venom, which found a ton of success. Scatter as well on the Emma. You know, getting that pick is going to be huge for them as we start up here again. Hall of Djalia, this one selected by Busy at Work. Losing team chooses Convoy or Convergence and their map, and then if it does go to game 3, the team that won map 1 and lost.
Is Gen G in this tournament or no? Gen G is in the tournament, but they're
of their choice, but it has to be that other
that's not what
mode.
we're watching. We're watching NA and basically EMEA, because those are the only teams I'm awake for.
You know, this is
If I had to watch what do you call it, the Asia teams, I would have to be awake 24/7.
You can just take some damage,
and chat doesn't want me to stream 24/7 because they care about me.
Start on their alt charge as long as you wait for the timer to start. So I'm not sure how I feel about it.
Yeah, I don't know either. I mean, I'm fine with it. I'm cool with breaking the game. You know, I'm a big game breaking enjoyer. Didn't seem to be that Busy at Work took advantage of it though. In their case, maybe just, you know, playing on the high gun, setting up their defense hard, right? Not trying to think about those sort of things.
Streaming when you're sleeping is weird. I can't do it.
It's gamemanship, right? If you're having to think about that before instead of your actual strategy, that could influence your decisions later on.
Have you guys ever tried to sleep when you think someone's watching you? It's just so weird.
SJW is going to be on Starler. We're going to see a traditional composition on defense here for Busy at Work with that 2-2-2. Starler is going to be played by SJW. We're going to see Redis now on the Namor. So that is going to be a little bit of a shift up from what we saw last time. Cray's going to try to retake in an off angle and just force eyes backwards, allowing the team to walk forward. Well played here as Redis now up on the high side, holding on here with the Namor, dealing a ton of damage and just allowing those squids to do what those squids do. And it can make Star-Lord's life very difficult because all this juking does not matter when the squids don't miss. Out goes that Gamma. They're going to focus those heavy. Notice how they're doing that. If you're climbing ladder, break the squids. Pop the squids. Very important. Make sure you take that into your climb, as now we look over to the backside of Shocker, who does fall here for Redis.
Yeah, nice shot. I mean, they're taking a gamble, right? Because they're looking towards those squids only. And SJW, by the way,
just close your eyes. If you sleep on stream, you won't be.
Yeah, because they're taking that gamble.
No, man, I sleep naked, chat.
Focusing on the divers on top of those squids, they're leaving just that Namor alone to find those shots.
Also, that's a joke. I don't do that. I don't know how people can sleep naked.
Nemesis also having 2 tips.
I don't know how people. No, I can't do that. The sheets get in between my butt crack. I can't do it.
Use a few ults, use that portal, but still hold on to the point. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to go. Nemesis could go aggressive with that Ultron's rage, but might be met on the opposite side with that Galactic Legend.
Yeah, I mean, forcing Portal out like that is a huge win, though. It's a 3-minute cooldown. There's no shot they get it.
Oh, we got third place, man. We got third place, sadly. I think we could have taken first place.
Here for the side of Nemesis now. So out we go with Shocker going to commit here with the Rage of Ultron, just dealing a ton of damage and focusing on those squids first, right back down to the front lines and putting some damage into Hulk there. Still
I appreciate it, Blake.
Positioning, pretty much pocketing and playing around the side of Amadian. Out goes that invisible boundary now, and the team is going to elect to try to make it happen with a piece of
I don't know about you guys, but if you sleep with socks on, I don't care if it's cold, you are psychotic, and you deserve to be locked up in jail, and I hope they throw the key away.
Because they didn't, find eliminations in that eternal bond, but the hard pocket still comes onto Amadian, who now goes into the sky, met by Prince, trying to come with the Avocamoto, actually finds the back line, but not able to get more than just Ricky. Nice slowdown from Axry.
LFOB going to bring the team right back. Ricky Scatter, Amadian right back in the fight. All these picks as Crazemang as well. Really
sleeping with the shirt on, I think it's better than socks, I can tell you that. Yo, Mike, appreciate the massive prime sub, my friend.
Instead of vice versa, though, the bond keep the team healthy. Everybody getting collapsed on now. No portal back. Nemesis with a huge res is going to play off it and drive them, almost taking the full first point here. We are very close to 0.3 tick.
Very close,
I think Adam is low-key broken, but no one knows how to play with him.
Busy at work, staying healthy,
not a lot of people, I should say. I don't want to say no one knows how to play with him. I think Adam is low-key really strong.
Invisible boundary met by Ultron's rage, but no elimination just yet. And Scatter eventually finds two, though, with a huge roundhouse kick.
Yeah, I mean, that was a huge play by Silent, immediately counteracted by some insane focus by the side of Nemesis, who now get 0.1. I mean, I really thought Busy at Work played that incredibly well with that ult, and they would have had 0 following up after the fact, potentially SJW there on the Galactic Legend, and maybe held on for the whole first point, but just some really solid focus by the side of Nemesis with that synergy we talked about, understanding each other's style of play and making sure they commit together on a target.
Yeah, Scatter's also been keeping his hold every time in the sky. SJW is there. He tries to go with that silent seduction to counter. We'll have to watch out in that fight, and also that invisible boundary used, like you mentioned, meant for Ultron's rage, which can be built faster than that invisible boundary. And now here we start out early. With
I just like this whole match. I've just been hearing legendary.
Eventually, Kraz just commits his own ult, and they kind of back it up. 2 ults for basically nothing on Busy Work's side, just the Galactic Legend.
Yeah, some double committed there of the Legends, and we are going to see some spin to win again from Nemesis on the attack. 2 minutes, 20 seconds on. Busy at Work with no else available just yet. Redis very close. Prince now with that Meteor M to match Ricky. They love playing. Nemesis really loves playing that Cloak and Dagger, but it can be tricky to a Meteor M. But forcing out that Meteor M here from Prince allows Ricky. Wow, as I say that, Ricky gets dunked on, but is going to be res right back and have that ult available.
I'm telling you, bro.
Again, these res is getting so much value.
Team Nemesis is looking like a really good team.
Due to the fact that the team's coming right back after they get picked, and they're still holding this space and still holding on to Ricky's ultimate, which will now not be able to be contested except for the whale from Redis.
A huge pick off from Redis at the very least, leaving Amadian out of this upcoming fight. That's a lot of your damage gone, but it's a matter of delaying. Here comes a whale on the top side. It connects, but the drone keeps him alive, and also the Eternal Bond is here from that front line. Scatter leaves the fight, though, from Zero Meta with a nice clap.
And notice as soon as that whale comes out, Ricky is going to use that ultimate and find a pick on a 0 meta. Shocker now onto Silent 3 as Amadian gets SJW. Ricky onto Prince, and that is going to be a wipe. And they do get 0.2. Nemesis using this momentum once more to keep it walking. 2 minutes 45 on. Busy at Work. Got to find their footing here. No ults available just yet. Should be close to SJW in this next fight.
Good luck, Steve. I appreciate the massive tier 1 sub, my friend. How you doing?
Putting on a performance that is definitely noteworthy, considering 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the last phase is not a small amount on the time bank. Busy Work have to find something going here, Shib. I mean, they've got to connect maybe with a Galactic Legend or those Meteor M's. I mean, Prince able to find them, but every time Nemesis comes after those reses, like you mentioned, Redis again finds this opening pick. It's that mechanical skill that brings Busy Work back into it.
I mean, it was, yeah, it was
what necklace is that?
Discussing Meteor M, but
it's a necklace my mom gave me a long time ago. For my first communion.
That's the real trade there. It's a one-up, if you will, instead of just an even spread. But so yeah, I mean,
probably the last time I've been to church too.
Being able to shut down things like Ricky's doing a good job of waiting till all of these, and just in terms of alt tracking, right? Waiting till all of these ultimates are committed and then using Eternal Bond.
Yeah, I never take it off.
It's very difficult to have a successful Eternal Bond when there is no Magneto bubble to protect you, or even thing damage reduction, any of that. You really got to just focus on your positioning. And forcing Cloak and Dagger into a comp where you don't have those protections is a sign of a team that is very confident on that hero.
Ultron ready to start it out for Nemesis, maybe trying to force out something out of Busy Work so they then can go for a res play. As soon as they push forward, though, they find a pick on Prince. He gets grabbed for free, and this ult's a little bit too late now from Zero Meta. Maybe they could find a trade at the very least, but Melos might be still hiding here with this res.
Yo, Malik, appreciate the massive 12 months. How you doing?
Massive res for Melophobia. Everyone coming
I'm telling you, bro, these reses have been game-changing, bro. Look at those reses.
Understanding by Melophobia. This is the third in a row now we've seen that got virtually the entire team after a heavy commitment of ultimates from the side of Busy at Work, and that is the power.
I can't buy you that, bro.
And you see some failures, but this has been a huge success story today for Adam Warlock.
That's an interesting invisible boundary here too, committed, but they're able to find Melophobia, who has the self-res. So they're kind of just committing ults just back to back to back to back. Maybe they could find something now with this Meteor M. Kraz goes down, also not going to get res, so that's a huge pick off from the back line.
Yeah, and they still come back. Well done here by Busy at Work, who did not commit Regis or Prince and still made that work through those plays. So, again, very strong job by Busy at Work, who are now looking like they're finding their footing. Zero Meta is finding a two-piece here, getting Melophobia once more. And at this point, they're holding it very tight. Do not allow those portals. If they were coming through, it's going to be about can they get that touch. And they should be able to with 17 on, but we will see shortly.
And it's coming in the very end. I mean, Busy Work, huge pickoffs found of a previous fight. Mating goes in the sky, met by Meteor M with the Galactic Legend.
And trying to get over that shield. Unfortunately, not able to do so. Prince right into the corner there. Try to make it happen around, but also playing the game of can you make sure you throw it before it pops. It's got 800 HP. Out we go with the whale. This one does land into Melophobia, who's very low. Does get
Sushi tolerates me.
Here, Shocker going to turn around and put focus onto the Hulk. Amadian going to be taking out Silent in the back line. Prince very low now. The team keeping the momentum forward. Nemesis looking lights out. Finds another pick here onto Hulk. Goodbye, Bruce. Craze keeping that space. And at this point, Busy has to make a big touch play. Zero Meta ready with the dance floor. SJW with the Galactic Legend and the invisible boundary very soon here for Silent. These could be ults that could turn the tides as there is nothing ready for Nemesis. You have to commit now.
And they have to, and they also have to play around the res too. So as this overtime ticks down, the win condition is going to be having to come back in late with that res off of that objective. Prince able to find Ricky too,
another fucking res, chat.
Meaning that ult is removed, but they also have to keep touching this objective, right? Constantly. Here's the Eternal Bond to stall out the objective.
No, I mean the res wasn't that big. It only got one, but he's going to switch to Strange and he's going to teleport back.
Aggressive ult again by Silent. That ult now with a heavy slow can be used very offensively too, as we saw in the last point on push here on 3 early on in point 3.
Oh, big whale, bro. Big whale.
On a Shocker scatter onto Silent, but it is likely not enough now. The portal's coming through. Will they touch? They are not able to. Nemesis almost making it happen. Well done by Busy at Work.
He's right there. We go back to, you know, Busy at Work's best maps. It does feel like this is one of them, and it's as you called before. I mean, this is one of the best maps they can play on in general. That's why they force it so often. You can see exactly why. It's practiced well. They love to play these more traditional 2-2-2 comps, and they're one of the better teams at it. It just is unfortunate that the meta-wise hasn't really favored a ton of teams. But if we've seen anything today, I mean, it's possible to play these compositions if the right bands come out, Shib, right? And because they're able to play the
Jay, I sleep with jeans on. There's no way that's fucking real.
They're still able to play that Namor alongside.
There's no way that's fucking real. If you actually sleep with your jeans on, you might need to go to prison.
Same thing.
The trick now for
sleeping with jeans on. Ew, bro.
Game. It is very much a winnable game. You can get to point 3, although it is difficult there, especially at this level of play when the spawn is so close on point 3. But it is absolutely winnable. There's no guaranteed tie, as if they had pushed all 3. They started showing up there in that moment. You see these stats here. SJW 28-2. You see 10 finals from Regis. They are getting these final hits, but can they translate it here on attack? As we will see that triple comp being held here for the side of Nemesis and Amadian going to be solo duelist, and Scatter and Craze making no changes on those vanguards as they found success in the past.
28-2. Holy shit.
We'll find out. You know, now we come on to defense. Right, Nemesis, did they get it far enough, Shib? That's the big question we have to ask for that defensive side. And for Busy at Work, you know, did they get it? Or did they stop them right at the correct time, at the very
bro,
end?
Never sleep with jeans on, chat. At least switch to shorts or something different, bro. Sleeping with jeans on is
to push on attack, and in general, as we've talked about before, Shib, this game favors defenses because of how strong Stratus ults are.
Exactly, and can see now some decent positioning, forcing them in that choke. They're going to break open that wall on the left side. As you can see there, it does give them 2 points, so they can't just be stuck on one angle. Good positioning to hide here from the side of Shocker, who is just maintaining that low ground. But SJW now going to try to track and follow.
Yo, SJW's
tracking onto Shocker. Goodbye. Spin to win now.
This guy is
pressure forward as Zero Meta now takes out Crazemate.
Carrying.
For NEMESIS potential portal coming in here from Shocker.
Actually, I wouldn't say. I mean,
counting Redis onto Scatter, and at this point going to try to hold and get onto that portal and see if they can keep the position, but it'll be dicey into an Emma as you're coming through on Strange. They'd elect to not even try.
Yeah, huge. That was a quick take from Busy at Work. Just run in with those with abilities, right? Just constantly pressure out these flank angles. Right time, right place. Make sure that you can just like don't let them set up, right? Make sure they are forced to use that bond early, and once they do, I mean, you can take advantage. Great work from Busy at Work.
Yeah, and again, talking about the more standardized composition here from the side of Busy at Work. No shields up for the most part besides Prince there with Emma. Very small shield in the grand scheme of things from some of these Vanguards. So clearly making this composition work, being very aggro and trying to hit some of these big ults onto the side of NEMESIS, who will only have one duelist. So let's see if they can keep it going. Busy at Work now up in ultimates as we see Silent gonna pop that invisible boundary to counter up from Shocker with the Rage of Ultron. Teams gonna be holding here. Prince now gonna find Mela.
You know, I will say, I hope the finals for this tournament is not going to be triple support.
Well done by that's just SJW trying to keep the tracking going. Ricky goes down.
I hope the finals is actually on like the new patch that they just announced.
Great defensive hold in these fights, and Zero Meta is getting a ton of picks here on the Luna Snow.
Yeah, I mean, that's the lethality of Luna Snow for sure. Zero Meta, one of the better players at doing that, and it's because they're able to find also Melaphobia, you know, in that self-res, in that cocoon, come back into the fight. Now he's not going to have that passive, has to sort of hide. They're also playing for that win condition.
You know it will?
But it is not working because Busy at Work are hunting down Melo. But they have ultimate advantage now, Shib. This whale could be huge, though, to capitalize.
What does J3 have against 3 supports? 3 supports is just...
Up we go, forcing out the cooldown to take height. That's that height I was mentioning before. Mating going to collapse heavy.
It's tough.
Goodbye to Redis. Now, in maintaining this position, here with Star-Lord ready to drop down with the Blast Barrage if need be, but the whole team has to drop backwards due to the nature of that good positioning on the high side with the duelist, and that's why high ground really can work.
No, it's not going to be chat. Last time...
Instead, you're shooting down on heads.
It was not triple support, bro. And you don't need roll Q to make it not triple support. Like, if you look at Busy at Work, they're running 2-2-2. They are literally running 2-2-2. The other team is running triple support. And they're not doing a bad job. They have 3 minutes right now. They almost capped second. So, I mean...
with an insane amount of time on the clock.
Yeah, that is uncharacteristic out of them to keep kind of just going in and getting picked off so quickly. I mean, it's unbelievable the time to eliminate. Busy at Work right now are just kind of removing, deleting people instantly. And this is really just what we talked about earlier when it comes down to mechanical skill. This team just absolutely can farm you if you are in, you know, the wrong place at the wrong time, and especially on those dives from Krasman getting hard focused by the team with Busy at Work. They barely even need to commit many ultimates. That's not many teams can actually do that consistently.
Yeah, and again, I want to shout out the fact that Busy has been running a more traditional composition in terms of the 2-2-2 and still making a ton of stuff happen. Redis onto a Madian now. We're going to put them back up in numbers once more early on. The Whale goes out. Scatter going to find this pick onto Redis. This is the second time we've seen that trade after the Whale falls. And here comes the defensible side now from NEMESIS. But 4 minutes on is going to be difficult.
I mean,
they clutch up in this moment. They are up in
there is a healing reduction on Venom in the new patch. As soon as he ults, it's like 30%, 30% reduced healing for 4 seconds.
And potentially Prince shortly.
Yeah, right now, I mean, huge avoiding of that Whale earlier on. And Mady now on the front line with the Blast Barrage, but there's still 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Right now, Busy at Work are given a huge time bank to work with, and they don't even need it at the moment because actually finds Melaphobia.
My Discord just reset.
But Silent Blaze going down is huge. Maybe Melo's going to have to use the res. Never mind. He doesn't really have to because Zero's also down, but he's going to commit at this fight anyway due to everybody's HP pool falling low in the cart.
Yo, what's up, Dad? I tried texting you all day, but it doesn't work.
The whole team is going to be rezzed up. I mean, again, really good fighting here by Busy. Counteracted.
I don't know if you've been trying to text me, but I tried to text you and it doesn't work.
At that point, just fall on the cart and get ready for res, and that's exactly what they did as we see the Psionic go out right now. And it does find the tracking onto Shocker, who's very low. Does that make... Oh, it does not find the pick. Down to virtually like 10 HP. Shocker going to commit that all. Makes you CC immune. Looking up towards SJW. That is going to be a mean Psionic. Can that find SJW? Great positioning here.
Huge positioning to kind of play that pillar, make sure they're not seduced on the inside. There goes the whale, but no connection again, except no, they found Ricky and able to follow up as Redis.
And another turn back around as a medium commits. Ooh, but he falls from the side of Prince. Redis with the pick. Prince again onto Craze. And they're walking with 2 minutes and almost 30 on. Busy at work. Does not have long to go. Nemesis.
Sorry, I didn't have time to go to the phone store today. You're dead. You're fine, Dad. You're fine.
We've seen Axer in these neutrals get a ton of value with Hulk. But this ult could be massive with nothing to counter.
Yeah, well timed by Redis on that flank to fall back at the right time, sort of take the right angles, then drop back to his team with these Gamma squids. Not.
Oh, he should have went the other way. If he went the other way, he could have probably got that kill.
He's in the front line with the
You're fine, Dad. I hope you had a great day. I'll call you after my stream, but I don't know what time my stream's gonna end today. Might be like 10, 10:30, maybe closer to 11.
Value in the current situation. So again, just good patience and way to commit at the right times into the side of Busy at work. Well done, Nemesis. So Shocker now going to be ready with the Rage of Ultron. We have Crazeman ready with the Feast of the Abyss, and the Res ready from Melophobia once more. Shocker going to commit that Rage. Zero Meta going to match it right back with the Fate, and they are going to keep it moving forward on the point, which is now just meters away from Busy at work, taking this map and making it a 1-1 series.
Huge grab from Scatter. He's been different.
Oh my God, can Team Nemesis hold this?
But everybody avoids it yet again.
Can Team Nemesis hold this?
Perfect. We're at the very end of the map. They use Eternal Bond. They use Sonic Seduction, at least 4 Busy at work side. They only committed that Sonic Seduction. But right now, this Bruce Banner is going to be incredibly sad about the current situation he's in and being staggered to the very last bit.
Yeah, and that's smart play. Buy time with Bruce, especially if there's no way for Bruce to off map and force the stagger. It's serious.
2 supports is just going to be tougher.
To a minute, every second counts as we start once more. Busy at work now with virtually 4 ults ready, 3, and we will see Nemesis ready with 3 as well. Who gets more value? We'll find out shortly. Gonna have the res ready from Melophobia, which could be massive. Potentially having that self-res up as well to buy more time and get better positioning. Amadian gonna be matched right back by SJW.
Yo, SJW is literally fucking popping off, man.
Walking into the smoke now on the res. Melophobia brings back 3. Redis gonna find Melophobia. Silent on the Craze. Melophobia gonna bring
Holy
back
shit, wait. Busy at work actually might bring this back.
To have Namor squids at when the res comes through, and this could be huge for Busy now, who are trying to take this map now and take out Shocker, and it's looking in their favor with no
Ooh!
Redis takes out Melophobia. 0
Wait a minute, chat. We might be going to a match 3.
and should have this point.
Wow, they get it done. They beat
We are
Nemesis
going to
on
the
big
first
to do
match
it.
3
Hulk
of the
Djalia
day.
Tied up 1-1 now between Busy at work and Nemesis, and that it all came down to that very end, like you said, Shib. I mean, Melo trying to duel out Redis in that 1 versus 1. Redis has that right side peak, and you know, unfortunately, it doesn't matter how good of aim you have in that situation. You're gonna lose that fight in a third-person shooter all the time, basically, right? So unfortunately for Melo, he goes down, and that ties up the series 1-1 in a fantastic team effort again by Busy at work across the board. I mean, over 10 final hits is a rare sight to see for more than 4 people. That's got to be I don't know if it's a record necessarily, shit, but that is still impressive feat to get done.
Yeah, I mean, that is some really strong work right there. Obviously, the map
61 and 2.
They're comfortable with, but they look to lights out. Look at SJW's stat line: 61 and 2 with 16 finals. Redis with 18, 17 for Prince, and 12.
61 and 2.
Performing in that moment.
Holy shit!
That's got to be one of the most dominant solo performances we've seen, you know, alongside Redis showing up. You know, Redis off of the Ultron onto that Namor.
Holy fuck, chat. Right? We got to spectate that game. Yo, tomorrow, if we have some downtime, we need to spectate that game. He was using Star-Lord.
Really when you needed him most.
Chat, remind me tomorrow. I gotta spectate that game. That was disgusting.
They might have some momentum on their sides if we enter, or when we enter that 3rd map.
Yeah, I mean, this is what they needed.
That is disgusting. Hold on, give me a second. I'm gonna go put my dishes downstairs so I don't have to.
They held them before point 3, and honestly, they got point 1 in less than a minute. It seemed like just flew right through it and just kept the momentum moving for point 2. Plenty of time there for 3. 3 was a pretty good stall there by Nemesis, but ultimately, Busy at work just kept the momentum forward and just kept forcing ults out until they were up an advantage, and then just played insane off of that res from Melophobia. They found virtually everybody instantly, even through that additional health.
And this is the interesting contrast, Shib. Like, what's your take on the fact that Adam Warlock seemingly is falling out of the meta as SJW is our MVP? It's interesting that, you know, we've seen Mantis pop off, we've seen Jeff, but in this case, I don't know, man. It feels like you can outpace the Adam Warlock at times.
Yeah, I feel like it's just a matter of the duelists. I think that Star-Lord seemingly does a really good job, and so does Namor, into those reses, just due to the fact that, you know, you could throw squids on the high side post-res, and the team's never going to instantly be looking upwards to try to find where those are at. And if there's commitment from a Star-Lord blaster barrage, that HP pool, that additional HP is going to be falling significantly quicker, and they've got virtually the whole team in seconds after the res. So that was what won them the fight, and then they just followed up from there to clean up the rest. So again, busy at work, doing what needs to be done at the right time.
And also, by the way, for our viewership, we have a new feature, I believe, too, that came in the recent patches. We can now look at the tournaments, right? Back on the, if you want to watch any of the Ignite series back in the replay, you definitely can if you want to watch back those games. So make sure to do so and watch back some of these insane players, because, I mean, imagine a lot of people want to see SJW's POV, Rita's POV and stuff. They're going to take a look at that after the series. But we're going to go to a short break. We'll see you guys for map number 3 after this.
Normal ones. That's fine. I just wanted to eat these so I could get them out of the house. Chat, I got Cheetos if anyone wants. How's it going? It's going pretty... Never offer me Cheetos. Dad, the last time you came over, I offered you Cheetos. No, I didn't give you Cheetos. I gave you Doritos. They're better. For the... Listen, how are you guys gonna say El Sun? Nice comeback, they rolled. Yeah, I think this could be anyone's game. I still think Team Nemesis is a stronger, like, overall team, but Busy at Work is looking pretty strong. Plus they could definitely win this. They could definitely win this. Jalapeno Cheetos are goated. Oh, I don't like anything jalapenos. Why are you guys all spamming El Sun? I gave my dad, when he came over, I made him steak. I gave him Doritos if he wanted Doritos. And Emily even made scallop potatoes.
Welcome back, everyone. As we just witnessed Busy at Work absolutely pop off. 61 and 2, 54 and 8. An incredible performance here, looking like a refreshed team.
There's no winning.
Want to take this series home. What'd you think?
There's no winning.
Yeah, I mean, that's an incredible performance. I think that's what we expected out of this team, right? I think, I mean, Busy at Work at their peak has the most mechanical skill I've ever seen. Like, genuinely, I don't know, man, like everything in terms of their aim, in terms of their overall mechanical skill, they're one of the best, like, individual teams out there. The problem for them always comes down to, can they put it together, right? Can they find that team synergy at the right time? And that last map, I mean, kind of proved it, but also they still, you know, relied off heavy individual performances.
I think they might ban Star-Lord, yeah.
And then same thing with, like you said, with SJW popping off too. I mean, having 4
How are you going to
players
have
on the team
downtime if you watch
over
EMA
10
and
final
NA? You
hits
have
and
early
nearly,
access?
almost
What do you
5
mean?
with another strategist.
Oh,
I mean, that was
shit.
insane.
That means I have to
And
wake up
it's like you
early
said, finding
tomorrow.
pickoffs too on the
Fuck.
snow on their
What time
backline.
do
There's
matches
so
start
much
tomorrow,
value
chat?
in that for busy at work.
Yeah, and I think this is just a good example of a 2-2-2 comp that is working well into a triple strategist comp, and this may be the answer, right? Or at least, you know, into this team, right? Like, you're trying to find solutions and things that work. And I think big ults, like you can force out Stratline ultimates with that Blast Barrage. When you get the Blast Barrage and you use that Galactic Legend there with Star-Lord, the Whales can take out strategists mid-ultimate. You have Hulk displacing teams throughout those ultimates, and then Emma doing what Emma does. So just a good choice of heroes into a comp like this, although typically we don't see it have a ton of success. In this moment, it is absolutely working, but now the map selection will be chosen by Nemesis as we head into map 3.
All right, well, yeah, we'll have to see what they pick. I think that's going to be a big, well, obviously, like I mentioned, it's a big factor, right? It's Nemesis's choice to go to the best map for them, and it will be a convoy, right? So it just so happens something we've seen previously.
starts at
in this
8
case,
a.m.
it's
tomorrow.
going to be Midtown. We've seen it today too, Shib, and you know they think they're good on this map. We'll have to
Well,
see.
I'll see you guys
it's
again at
actually
fucking
the
8
case,
a.m.
as Nemesis are the red team, I believe, and Busy at Work is the blue team currently. And early on, Emma Frostband already for the side of Nemesis getting rid of that character and not Mantis this time around.
Yeah, that's not a bad change. Like, the whole goal here is to try to find a way to shake things up, especially if you struggle like that.
What time is it for you right now? 8 o'clock.
At the end, they
Yo, YouTube, we're starting tomorrow's stream again early.
So changing things up is definitely,
and they're still not going to ban Star-Lord.
Or an idea of a solution as we see a more traditional Mantis.
Team Nemesis, I think, needs a ban Star-Lord. I think
getting rid of that keeping Magneto has been something.
Oh, sorry, not Team Nemesis. I think Busy.
Once we go over to these convoys, a lot of target towards vanguards come through, so they're not even
62 and 2, chat, or 62 and 9
the
or something.
side of Busy Work needed, because of the fact that they really haven't had a
wasn't it
band
SJW
versus them. They haven't had to prioritize it. We don't really see.
Yeah, wait. So, okay. Oh, they had the teams mixed up. They had the teams mixed up
to protect Magneto, protect one of their vanguards. Considering you already have Emma banned, you need a lot of damage now on your side.
Yeah, not nearly as much for sure. Mantis definitely taking the mantle there in terms of overall bans. And now we're going to see the ban out of Ultron. And like you said, locking in that Magneto, I think, is a good choice as well, because we've seen the side of Nemesis do a good job with that cloak. And Cloak and Dagger struggle into a strong Magneto, especially if it's not matched, just due to the nature of having that ult ready to counter at all times. And, you know, Magneto in general does a great job of countering strategist ultimates. It can definitely be one of those selections that help heavy into a triple strategist comp.
Yeah, and from what we've seen Prince do on Magneto too, it makes sense for him to have that hero if they're not going to have that Emma Frost. Still, don't fully agree with the Luna Snow Protect. I don't think that Nemesis were ever thinking about banning that hero. But at the moment, they know Busy at Work are not really planning to play triple strategists, right? Nemesis is of Busy at Work strategy. So they're only getting rid of Mantis, the one that they think is the strongest hero in that composition. And then, meanwhile, for Busy at Work, they're trying to figure out, poke and prod how to deal with Nemesis and their triple comps. And it seems like giving the Adam Warlock has been a concession that has worked out for them throughout the series.
Yep, and we will be heading to Midtown once more. This is going to be the convoy selected by Nemesis. Curious to see the comps they will run. Right now, they are going to be attacking. So that is going to be the shake they have. It looks like they're showing a more traditional into triple comp Storm to help damage boost whatever duelist they want to pocket in that moment, just to get ults for days.
I have been a full-time streamer.
But, like we had just mentioned, not a lot of triple being run here by Busy at Work, so they may not even need to run this comp.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Hear me out.
That at the moment, for
I
Busy
want
at Work,
I want Busy at Work to win, because they are actually the team that's not running 2-2-2. I mean, sorry, they are the team that's running 2-2-2. They're not the team that's running 3 supports. I like that team.
For them exactly, and
I respect that.
The ideology between banning generally for Marvel Rivals Esports or being map specific with your bans. We saw Envy do map specific bans against Intergalactic just trying to do the same thing over and over again. Didn't pan out. This time around, it seems like Nemesis are sort of changing things on a map-to-map basis.
Wait,
Busy
chat.
At Work. Meanwhile,
Busy at Work is running 3 tanks, 3 supports. After I just said they were running 2-2-2.
And we will start again once more, folks. So the Median going to be on that Storm. We see Busy at Work they are going to be running that triple composition this time with a little less traditional cap. And
it's normal to run 3 tanks, 3 supports down here.
Forward here from NEMESIS.
It's normal.
Doing what they need to do to take the space back, and just a ton of damage on the front line. Crazy Man going to find 0 meta, but Prince right back on to the Jeff of Shocker, who is Ricky onto Prince to get that trade, and still NEMESIS should be up in numbers now just by 1. No major res coming through as the res should be gone here now from Redis, and the momentum is still going up. We go to Kraken Impact from Melophobia, which does find SJW. Make that a second Kraken Impact. That one does not land, however. Instead, they're going to get rid of the Sia quickly, and Rocket doing Rocket things all over the place. But goodbye to Redis now as Melophobia finds a 2-piece looking now towards the
I
back line.
don't think that was the best spawn hold.
Yeah, oddly enough, I actually really like what the side of Intergalactic did earlier.
Also,
that
yeah,
dive.
that's
You know,
actually
we saw
true.
that 3-2-1
Maybe the newly
back
buffed
line.
Iron Fist is
They
the
sort of
counter
need Kraz
to
go for that
3
dive
tanks,
and
3
deal
supports.
with the Captain America of Prince, who's now over to Doctor Strange or the portal towards that ambulance side, going for that early fight.
And we begin again. Shocker here on the Jeff. Going to keep that spray out and ready for the Itch Jeff at any moment. This is another one of those Jeff maps. Not a ton of off-map potential until you get to point 2, and instead, is going to be for the NATO, as a Median is going to come in here. And this one was Shocker, and this one does work out on a 2-piece. And the res comes through for SJW, but a great clobbering time to try to counteract after the fact.
I think that's a
full HP.
Oh, wait.
Might have to juke the Meteor, and that does land on a shield.
Wait, SJW, bro, what was that? You're supposed to be the LeBron fucking James. How do you go 61 kills and do that slash game, but you fucking throw an air ball like you're Shaquille O'Neal at the free throw line?
Right now, you can see Scatter saving the team with that block, and now there's no more ults on the side of Busy at Work. They just commit that, see you later, and now they're collapsed on by Nemesis with all that damage from Storm.
Prince tried to launch the eye there, but a great utilization from Melophobia on the Kraken Impact, using it as an iframe, which you actually can as you are CC immune, to dodge the strange ult and still try to get value. Not able to make value happen after the fact, but it still kept them healthy and moving forward. But again, the retake here by Busy at Work post-portal, is holding exactly where they need to. SJW going to find Scatter now as they keep the pressure on and hold.
Yeah, Glaucos, that already happened.
Again,
that was on the last
Nemesis
VOD if you want to go rewind and go back and watch it.
Advantage in this next fight.
Yeah, usually you don't see teams actually win this many fights so far. Nemesis sort of faltering, but here comes that combination. Like you said, Magneto's inside, goes down, and so does Silent Blaze. 2 down removed. All ready for Busy at Work, and there's no res to bring them back.
We haven't seen a ton of the Jeff NATO here in this level of play. Clearly working with a cleanup here from Melophobia with a 2-piece, and Cray's going to find Prince. They will have one more touch at it with 60 seconds left. Busy at Work doing what they need to on this triple composition that we, had maybe not expected as much success from them, but they're doing a great job of it here.
SJW and Bucky. I'm really glad to see some Bucky gameplay.
For Busy at Work, just slightly with an advantage. Scatter going to try to keep that pressure in space up with the Psionic, as Prince going to walk forward and use that shield to shut down that LOS. Melophobia onto Axry early, gives them a bit of an advantage once more. Prince is low as Craze gets that pick. Res comes up for Axry. Will they retake a meter left on the push, and they get pointed?
Wow, he actually did not get that reset. Damn.
Redis just chucked his See You Later
At least he killed the Jeff.
Open to get blasted by Nemesis.
Seeing a Jeff die brings me so much happiness.
What the idea is behind that, maybe you can keep it alive. The idea is obviously to swap the Jeff. Regardless, they didn't really feel confident in that comp, I guess, after that sort of happened, especially with those Itch Jeff and Jeff NATOs that you mentioned earlier. But Nemesis now in the streets phase of the map, second phase, 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to go. This is really where Busy at Work is going to get a lot of their work done right now. They need to win fights back to back to back, especially with these speed boosts from the Jeff onto their blaster barrages with SJW.
And we will begin once more. Craze trying to take that high side positioning, ready to deal some damage to Axry on the backside, immediately putting pressure onto the strategist line, and they do follow suit as Shocker is going to take out Zero, a Median onto Silent, and SJW goes down, a Median again onto Redis, and that is a huge follow-up on the initiation there. Nemesis using this momentum once more, and we'll have Jeff NATO again for the next fight.
And they're going to have invisible boundary, but then there's, like you said, that Jeff that's going to be there. They conceded. They gave up the second phase off of a single.
Jay, get rid of triple support or get rid of Jeff. Oh, get rid of Jeff.
Overwhelming, and this is
I would rather play against triple support than Jeff.
Triple strategist 2-1.
Which I'm actually really surprised. Team Nemesis is actually running Jeff with a invisible min, and they're still only running 2 supports. While Busy at Work, I just complimented them for running 2-2-2, and they're running triple support as well.
Not quite yet at this level of play. It can have, it's essentially like a
What's up,
spawn type situation where they will play on the low side as if they are attacking and just trying to stay on points and make sure it does not move. And NEMESIS does have ult advantage, as we are going to see.
This is a really good hold.
NATO be committed. Will this get value once again? Oh, they are going to use Luna. Will they be able to make it happen through the ult? It looks like they're staying healthy, and I lied as Prince goes down.
And Prince goes down, but they're still alive with the invisible boundary, and they stall it out. I mean, Mello, oh, wow, finds Zero even through that. Huge work from him.
Oh, great idea again with the iframe to try to commit on Jeff, and Melophobia is going to get that two-piece. That is huge.
Oh, nice shot.
Play here by Melophobia to find a quad. Absolutely disgusting.
This guy is looking like me on the Bucky out there, chat.
Huge ult, too.
You guys agree?
As you said, Shib, Mello, if you missed it, just dodge that Jeff. It's Jeff. With the Kraken impact into the sky, just jumps over it, you know, sort of becoming a long jumper in that situation.
Yeah, me.
The Kraken giving him the boost they desperately needed. Now we're going to the last point of the phase, and we're started off with a freedom charge from Busy at Work, but they have nothing after this into that silent introduction to slow down this push.
And actually going to commit now with the freedom charges to try to get some momentum back in their favor. Busy at Work definitely on their heels right now as NEMESIS is looking clean, but remember, only a minute 40 on, so although it was looking back and forth, the fights were taking place essentially at the spawn door, so it doesn't matter that they lost those fights now, as we're seeing a comeback here. Craig's going to find Silent, SJW going to get one. Will they find another now? He does not. Scatter going to be taking out Axery, and that's another for the side of NEMESIS, who are still getting this point moving, as SJW drops back towards the team to retake for a potential final fight.
You know, we're entering the last stages of the map, and you wouldn't think this comp would do so well with the Storm and the Bucky. There's overwhelming damage, sure, but they're against that more traditional style. Bubbles used, blasters used, but everybody's still alive. Good heals by NEMESIS at the current moment.
And up we go.
So this map is really good for Jeff. Second point and third point have a lot of places where you can take people off the map, like especially right here.
Off map, Ritas is going to be able to do so.
Wait, he didn't even spin the guy off the map. The guy swung back on.
Again, good idea. You might have had a commit there, but it might have been too risky to fall off in that moment. The trade may have not been worth. Shocker. Gonna find Prince, though, Busy at Work. Down once more in numbers as we see the comeback this time from the side of another Jeff NATO with a Madian takes out Zero.
Oh, that wasn't a no. That wasn't a Jeff NATO. They don't even have a Jeff.
One with Mello takes out SJW. Melophobia is popping off here on the Bucky, showcasing why Bucky is still very much in the meta, and that could be enough here for them to get point 3 as the numbers are dwindling, and they do it.
It would end up being a good sacrifice.
Venom ult to the very end, unfortunately, for
if he jumped off the map with Venom.
It's like you said, I mean, Mello is such a smart player. I think
if he jumped off the map there with Venom, the Venom would have had a respawn right there because the point's right there, chat. The Jeff would have had a swim all the way back over there. It's not a good trade.
I think these days he's been able to play the Bucky, like you said. Also,
you can't do that.
You know, plays Jeff, plays the Torch. I think that he plays kind of all the characters that are especially meta and especially very good. But at the moment, NEMESIS close out on the map, and we haven't seen that today, at least, a full closeout of Midtown. So impressive stuff from NEMESIS. Considering how that first point, I mean, they looked lost at points, right, Chip? Like, they were losing fights that you wouldn't think a team would lose against that triple Vanguard, triple shred of this comp.
I had a bag of Cheetos left over, and I had a.
You're right. I think that was.
I had to finish it.
Really
Jeff isn't good.
Surprised in how successful it was.
That's rage bait. Jeff is really good.
Now is going to be on that Storm. The stat line
Jeff has played
different than last time, but this is
so much in pro play.
Where if you get rolled, I have seen plenty of times you can roll right back, even at this level of play, and get into those OT situations. It would not be the first time, but again, shout out to Melophobia. 16 finals.
No!
Bucky does a good job of claiming finals because as long as that ult lands, they are yours if the KO comes through. It's something to keep in mind, but still 16 with 21k damage after that first round is wild. A Madian with 9 and 21 as well.
Well, at least in the benefit too for Busy at Work is Shib that they don't have to play
where's their
Storm Comp anymore.
What happened with their casters? I mean, their overlay.
Zero had like 9 eliminations onto him just through that Storm alone. Even though they were doing well at times, it was, I mean, just poor guy. He's just getting smoked by a Storm ult every single time. Now NEMESIS have to go against that ult in their own, or fight in their own, and they're actually going Penny Parker against this, you know, composition. This is the sort of old strategy for NEMESIS to play Penny Parker on the triple.
Yeah, I know Penny mains are stoked right now. All 3 of them are losing their minds. A two-piece.
I know Penny is going crazy right now. All 3 Penny mains are going crazy. No fucking shot, bro.
And that is a ton of value. As again, right at the door here, Crazy Man got an SJW. Ricky now going to just try to find a line onto the front line. This is a crazy hold, and it's working already with almost a minute off the clock.
Yeah, they're kind of forcing Busy Work to figure out something to do as like a team, because that's the one downside of Busy Work is because they rely so heavily on mechanical skill. You know, at times it takes a few maps to even learn what you're going against. You have the Moon Knight ult available, but you lose Silent again, and these staggers have been brutal. Trading it back though is huge on Nemelophobia. But he's praised.
Yeah, as we start once more, Redis.
Yeah, Thomas, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. That is a long message. I don't think I'm gonna read that, man. I'm sorry. That's a long message. I can't read anything past like 3 sentences or even 3 words. I'm sorry.
Is a good play here for Nemesis, and out we go with a potential. There it is. It is gonna land as the moon is raining down, and they are gonna commit heavy now as we see Penny get out into the mix and spread some of those mines. Actually, not able to land the meteor ram. The team still holding out the door so far. This is
Hi, Jay.
wild
Hello.
to see, but the Hurricane coming in. They need to counter out. They're up in the sky with the meteor, looking towards the back line now. The patty caking begins. Will it be enough for them to stay healthy? Great patty caking as they do stay in the fight so far.
Oh, and the stun too from the Penny Parker on the Prince's ult. His eye
Okay, this hold by
because of
Busy,
that.
what do you call it? No, sorry, Team Nemesis is
are
actually
looking
really high.
dominant with this spawn hold, man. 2 minutes off the clock already. The job is already sort of done for them in terms of this tandem. And you can see, I mean, Busy worked up and living up their name. They're busy at work. How much damage is being output right now, and no eliminations are being found. Huge job from Nemesis right now at the current moment.
Yeah, this is a huge momentum shift. I mean, this looks like a totally different battle in this moment compared to what we saw on map 2. Amadian going to be resin back Melophobia after that pick. Still in as actually now gets scattered. That one, though, will not be able to be matched right back as we do see the boundary pop here from Silent. Prince ready with the Eye of Agamotto that was canceled. Redis and Zero Meta as well. Scatter going to get ready for the teleport back as Shocker falls. And we will see virtually the entire team just fall on point. Notice, folks, how everybody is touching the point when they go down. Why not make sure that thing does not move before you fall? There's no reason to run.
And it's interesting, they're actually going for a safer portal this time. I think before we've seen those aggressive portals, but they're actually giving this portal a spot for their strategists to set up towards that staircase, because they're going to be hard to root or to disrupt and to really remove from the back line, as well as Prince is going to set
Perfect
up
way to eat, no mess on your electronics.
Oh
wait, you mean using chopsticks?
This is exactly what
oh, chopsticks are amazing when you're eating.
That's a really smart portal. That is some smart team strategy. Redis is going to find one onto Scatter, though, and still looking for more now onto Craze, who is very low. Great focus there. Redis now taking height. Craze Mang is down.
Wait,
again,
that guy didn't die. Oh, no, he did die.
Is going to be Amadian to pick on the Rocket, who is very, very threatening up close there with that Gat. Down we come with the Hurricane. There is no major patty cake. Yes, there is. As they do it once more, they are getting.
Hey Jay, can you use Strange Ult to LOS people from Luna Ult? Yes.
Find those picks onto Ricky and Scatter. Zero Meta onto Scatter.
You can't cut off people's heals with a shield. Yeah.
But you know, huge shouts here from the strategists on Nemesis, who are just doing a really good job in focusing patty cake in those moments through these Hurricanes.
Yeah, it's huge for sure. We've seen teams do this before, right? We've seen before, you know, Busy Work.
Is it Odin? I appreciate the massive new tier 1 sub, my friend. Welcome.
Right?
How you
So
doing?
Nemesis, they could potentially still lose here in overtime. Right now, I have a vote from Prince.
It was a great idea. It does find one, but the team is going to rally around and keep them healthy. Good touch to make sure that was not given away. And out goes the reverse.
Oh!
This one does land. Doesn't get value inside of the invis. It does, but it is not enough as Psychi Light as SJW goes down. Melophobia now going to try to walk forward and keep the pressure on. The claws are at 100. The lifesteal is wild. Can they keep this going in terms of
Wait, the lifesteal is wild. I don't think he gets lifesteal, does he? He doesn't have a Phoenix on his team. Isn't that...
On this front line, it's going to go right towards the back. Is only finding one, but that is enough at the moment as OT is ticking now. The point is theirs, and out goes Zero.
Chat, you don't get lifesteal when there's...
Will this be enough for them to retake with a portal, or is it going to be a W for the side of Nemesis on point 1?
They have to switch X3 over. Prince off of that Doctor Strange, having to go to the Loki, but it's not enough. Portal's not there in time. Job done for Nemesis. They finish off Busy at work, winning 2-1.
No, how did the Curry tournament go? We came in third. We came in third. We didn't come in fourth place. We came in third, which I think we could have came in first place.
Yeah, Nemesis looked like
I feel like we could have came in first place.
The map selected by them. They looked lights out there. on that defense and even on the attack. I mean, there were some moments in the attack where they struggled, but it would not have mattered.
My name
as
is
they
Third.
did
No,
progress the
we did
whole
not
thing and held
comment
on
on
point one.
Third.
That
No,
comp
coming third.
on
No,
defense
no.
with the Penny was wildly successful. I'm excited to get their take on that. But,
Melophobia,
yeah, again,
37
Melophobia,
and 5. Poor
21 finals
SJW,
there.
sadly.
37 and 5, 35 or 31 and 5 there for.
He did go 61 and 2 last game, but 20 and 10. Damn, bro. Consistency, Jack.
Everybody showed up in
Consistency.
that moment.